He called me up one morning and said, "Doug, I got a job for you." And we came out here to County Connection, and I've been here ever since. So I didn't think it was going to happen. I didn't think I'd get a job. I really didn't. Just the way the times were and everything. I maintain the buses, keep them clean, and that's never ending. There's always a dirty bus in this parking lot. We got Joe as a mechanic and Bill as a mechanic. And if they need help with something, I'll help them, you know. There's always something to do. If you can't find anything to do, there's something to do. There always is, yeah. We're one big dysfunctional family. We all get along. Heck yeah. I like coming in here because everyone I work with, it's fun. I get along with about everyone. You know, I want to really, you know, thank everyone for giving me an opportunity.
My experience with Shelter House started when I was 13. When we ended up at the Shelter House in Midland, I had 2 black eyes and my mother had a broken leg. Back then, the police, when they would show up, they didn't cart them off and take them to jail and stop the violence. They told them to calm down, you need to leave and go cool down. And then they also left. But he came back. So it didn't help, but the Shelter House did.
I went in with my 4-year-old son and my 6-month-old son with the clothes on our backs and spent my first night at the Shelter House. I had no idea that one night would turn into 90 days. For the first 3 days, I shook uncontrollably from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. Then I met with my advocate, Jane, a strong, intelligent, well-educated, well-spoken woman who asked me, what did I need?
I was advised to leave the home immediately, taking only what I needed in an overnight bag. I was given directions to drive to a concealed location. When I arrived, every door that I walked through locked behind me. I couldn't remember the last time that I had felt that safe.
I needed the Shelter House. The Shelter House saved me, and I owe them my life.
Well, my wife and I have been very active together, and we both became pilots, and we built our own airplane, and we flew all over the country. And Helen was my co-pilot, and I did the navigating and the radio work, and she did all the flying. Well, it's 7 years ago, she was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. A good friend of ours suggested that we get a hold of Seasons here and talk to these people. And they had a wonderful facility, and she strongly recommended that I take advantage of it. And I should have probably brought her here before I did, but I was under the impression that I could do it all. The staff is outstanding. The building and the facilities are great, and the programs are, I couldn't invent anything so good as that. If I was to tell you how wonderful this place was, I think she could do a better job than I, because when she leaves here, she's relaxed, she's in good spirits, and always has a smile on her face.
Okay, my name is Stephanie. I have an older sister and I have 2 younger brothers. I live with my mom and my stepdad. I'm thinking about majoring in hospitality and hotel management.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, Midland. Good morning. Hi.
I don't know. I was just instantly just listening to him, focusing on what he was saying and what he was going to talk about. Said something that I think is very important. What life happens, and that's true because life does happen. Like a lot of things go wrong and a lot of things go right. And
just like that.
Deal with it.
That's how we became homeless. The boarding house did not allow children. That's what I meant when I said life happens.
He was the only person in his son's life, so he had to do everything. He had to be a mother and the father. So. And I know how that is because my mom was a single parent and she did everything for us. So I definitely know what it is to have to sacrifice stuff because I learned it from my mom. So.
Somebody else in this room made a decision to break a cycle. Somebody else in this room made a decision that, you know what, whatever was an issue, a challenge, or a problem for me is not going to become generational and get passed on to my children.
My name is Shelby. I attend Meridian High School and I'm in the 12th grade.
I had one of those old-fashioned mothers who taught me from the very beginning that I could do or be anything I wanted to do or be.
I never really thought that if you start with nothing, you can actually achieve a lot, but Chris Gardner proves that if you just keep working your way up and doing everything you can, trying your hardest, putting your all into it, then you can really achieve anything.
This is the story of every father who ever had to be a mother, every mother who ever had to be a father, and everybody who ever had a dream and would not quit.
The struggles he went through and how he pushed himself through it all really makes me want to push myself and never give up on me.
But because I believe that I can take charge of all the bad things I used to do.
I can say that I've never been influenced in so many different ways before today. I feel like Chris Gardner had a huge impact on my life after hearing his speech and watching the movie. It made me think that I can do almost anything as long as I keep trying.
I'm in 10th grade and my name is Melissa. I'm 15 years old. I thought it was awesome. It was awesome.
My name is Melissa Burton. I'm in 10th grade at Bullet Creek High School. I have 28 brothers and sisters. We drive down the road where my mom works and we always see homeless people. So I like to help them out, give them what they need and stuff.
It's going to be friends, families, and folks in our communities that help make a difference in the lives of people who live in our communities.
One of the most powerful moments for me during this season has been the talk that Chris Gardner gave. What a wonderful message he had, not only for me, but for the entire community. I was especially impressed by how sincere and personal he was in approaching us, telling us his life story, and how we can make a difference. United Way of Midland County, to me, reflects that very message that Chris Gardner spoke. Chris was a humorous, great example of what it can mean to reach into someone's potential, develop it, and have that person grow into a fullness of life and spirit that then gives back to others.
One person can make a difference. Together, we have accomplished what no single person could do alone. Thank you for making our community stronger. Thank you for living united.
Thank you for allowing me to believe that anything is possible.
Thank you for allowing me to dream bigger.
Thanks for changing the way I think about people.
Thank you for supporting the organizations that have meant so much in my life.
Thank you for the opportunity for this job and be able to come to work every day.
I want to thank you folks for making a difference in our lives.
Thank you for providing my students an opportunity to see Chris Gardner.
Thank you, United Way of Midland County, for allowing me to be a part of a vision for care for neighbors in a very creative, good way.